Hello, everybody, and happy Friday, last day of the school week. Today, what we're going to be focusing on in social studies is the very unfortunate and pretty intense just violence of the Reconstruction era. This is really kind of an intense lesson, really just looking at the straight up terrorism that was happening in the South during the Reconstruction era. And why we're focusing on this is because this was the effect or the consequence of the not just the North, but people across the country really giving up on the goals of Reconstruction, really kind of abandoning Black people and their rights after the Civil War. After all these promises of we're going to protect their rights, we're going to push for racial equality, when the really kind of motivation or energy for this dies out, then people in the South are really just left to the violence of groups like the KKK and other white supremacist terror groups. And what we're going to be looking at is the impact or effect of this violence. How did it change what had happened before? There were a lot of major wins, a lot of major gains, but what we're going to see is because of this violence, those wins, those things that had gone up are going to start going down. And it's very much going to recreate the systems and structures that existed in the South before the Civil War, essentially re-establishing slavery with a different name, with a situation where Black people had virtually no rights at all and were treated as if they were not equal human beings. And unfortunately, things started to go back that way because of this incredible amount of violence. So this, of course, connects to us today because racial terror and violence is still going on, not as bad as it used to be, but a lot of people still have the same goal, the same motivation for using violence to try to keep people down, to scare or terrorize people for standing up against for their rights. And this is why we really have to always be on the watch for these types of things and make sure that we don't let white supremacist violence just go by unnoticed or without responding to it and stopping it. If we just let it go without challenging it, then horrible, horrible things can happen and have happened in history. So, don't want this to happen again. That's why we got to learn what happens when we just let this go and how to avoid it in the future. But I hope you enjoy the lesson. I hope you have a great weekend, and I will see you later.